Hey, what's up, guys? This is gonna be the last video of the Click trilogy. I call it the Click trilogy. I made two videos about the topic of clicks, so this is gonna be the third one. This is gonna be the last one, and I didn't even realize it's gonna be a trilogy. I was just putting stuff on YouTube that was on my mind about the topic, and I just realized like, wait a minute, I already made like two videos on this topic. You know what I'm saying? Because the first video I did about clicks, it was I think it was the one on vibe prejudice, which is a term I made up. And the vibe prejudice is pretty much like you know how like you meet a group of people even though you try to fit in but you don't fit in because for some reason they give you the cold shoulder, and you understand like, hey man, I'm trying to be cool with you guys, how come you don't like let me into your group or whatever, even though you might have stuff in common or whatever. That's by prejudice, and you could be like the nicest person in the world, the coolest person in the world, most productive person in the world. It could be to a point where like you could add benefit to the group because of your talent, you got skill. You know what I'm saying? You might even have money or whatever. Contribute whatever, but they still like exclude you. That's vibe prejudice, and I always wondered why certain people, are kind of like excluded out of groups. So they either get kicked out, they get fired, and stuff like that. Even though they bring an asset, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, why is that? And I couldn't really understand it. And it's kind of like if you don't share the same vibe with that group, it doesn't matter how of it doesn't matter how good of an asset that you are to that group, they're still gonna exclude you out unless they have the ability to manipulate you or the ability to control you. And I think the reason why people are excluded out of cliques because those kind of people, they cannot be manipulated, they can't be controlled. They're very independent minded. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much why you always wonder, like, hey man, how come you don't like call up so and so? You guys organizing something, and I know somebody who's like a good asset. How come you don't like, send them a text, send them an email, just give them a call? You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, but if you pay attention to that clique, they pretty much have the same vibe, the same mindset, and there's usually sometimes there's even like a leader of that pack, so it controls everything. And it kind of goes into the whole thing with like the alpha male, the sigma male, and the beta male, and of course you have the alpha who wants the attention, and you have like a group of people around the alpha male. You might call them cronies or whatever. Those are the beta males, and usually the sigma is somebody who's like they're more intelligent, but they're not followers. You know what I'm saying? They're competent, they're intelligent, but they're not yes men. They're not they you can't really manipulate them. They can't be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? So that's the sigma. You know what I'm saying? That's the but anyway, get back to the main point. Before I go any further, there's this video I stumbled upon because I was trying like a couple months ago. I was trying to figure out like what's the reason why groups exclude certain people, and I was just typing it on YouTube, and I came across this video about this guy. I'm assuming he's a preacher or whatever, but he's basically talking about how like the reason why cliques exist is because people within that clique they share the same insecurities. And if you're an individual who doesn't share the same insecurities as people in that clique, they're not gonna include you in that clique. So let me play the video, and I'll come right back.
And this is just something across the board, is that anytime you're around people, you're going to see cliques. when it comes to building friendships and relationships, it's a shame. I would like to believe that it doesn't, there's no cliques in the church, but I guess I'd be lying if I said there weren't. It's kind of a sad situation. Anytime you have people, you're going to have cliques. But sometimes what can happen is that when you run into, you want to meet people or just want to build friendships, or maybe you want to get involved in certain things. Sometimes, have you ever ran into that to where you just weren't a part of the clique, whether it's at work, whether it's within a ministry, whether it's, no matter where you're at, there's cliques. And I've never been a cliquey type dude. I just, but I had an issue with it, and God spoke something to me years ago, and I just changed my world forever. He said, cliques are the dwelling place for insignificant people with the same insecurities. I'll say that again. Cliques are the dwelling place for insignificant people with the same insecurities. If you watch people in cliques, and I don't care whether it's at work or even in a church, they're all insecure about something. Because anytime you have to have a group and try to make people be what you want them to be, to enter into your circle, it's because you feel a big threat by people's individuality, whether their anointing, their ministry, their looks. We don't all look the same. Some are good looking, some not so much, some are pretty, not so much. It is what it is. But it's important for us not to get caught up in that type of system, because it's a political system, it's a religious system. But whenever we want to meet people or we want to be people that folks are comfortable being around. I mean, this is a society, right? We are believers, most of us, at least some are acting like it. So the bottom line is, we should have an atmosphere and a mindset that attracts people, but also allows people to be who they are.
When you guys get a chance, watch the last video I uploaded. The video was called "Why Do Groups Exclude People Out?" And a lot of people might get confused by that video. I'm not saying that I'm pro Illuminati. I'm not saying I'm pro New World Order, because everybody thinks that the video was talking about, like, how the elite exclude people out. But the reason why I made that video, which was the last video I uploaded, just check it out, because the reason why I put up that video was because it pretty much talks about society in general from ancient times, how certain groups would exclude certain people out because they had initiations, they had to maintain the society and things of that nature. So that's pretty much what the video was talking about. And then if you take that what I was talking about, and then years later, it could be used for good or bad. So on the negative side, you got secret societies who exclude people out because they're not initiated. They might do certain things that might go against their moral compass or whatever. So I'm not really talking about that in that video. I'm just talking about it in general. And you can just take the information, use it for good, use it for bad, or whatever. Like, there's a good aspect to that. You know what I'm saying? Just like, like join the military. You go through basic training. You got to take the PT test. You got to qualify on the range and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all the kind of training in order to move out of basic training to AIT. Then from AIT, then become an active duty soldier or whatever, right? So that's a good aspect. The negative aspect, of course, probably a damn blood sacrifice to join Illuminati, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? So just, like I said, just go back to that, the previous video I uploaded, why do groups exclude certain people out, watch it, and just, play it over again to get understanding of basically what I was talking about. But when it comes down to like cliques and stuff like that, I just wanted to put the information out there. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're person, you feel like you're excluded or whatever, don't be disheartened. A lot of times that would mean, like, you got a lot of work you got to do, improve yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you know what it is? A lot of people don't understand that how the world functions. The world judges, right? Cause we all have this idea of you should love people for who they are, stuff like that. That's true to a certain extent, but a lot of times, if you find yourself you're excluded by certain groups, what I'm saying, it could be for a reason because it's something about you that needs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So try to like do things, analyze yourself, look yourself in the mirror, like, say, let me go ahead and like get my priorities straight, whatever. And a lot of times they exclude you out because you're you're too good of a person, and usually that clique is corrupt. So you know what I'm saying? So you can just like look at it either way. But I just want to say that. And if you have any input on this topic, just put in the comments below, like the video. If anything that you disagree with, you're free to express that in the comments. And that's all I got to say for that. Just make sure that you watch my other videos, like and subscribe to my channel, and peace.